Hey everyone, welcome to another painting. I'm just finishing up. I'm laying a thin coat of white underneath. As you can see, I'm finishing up here. Same thing if you're a Bob Ross painter. This would take the place of your white. I'm just using titanium white with linseed oil to thin it down to get some kind of underpaint here. So if you're used to using the Bob Ross technique, go ahead and this is a 16 by 20 and throw a little thin layer of titanium white down. I had a little blue on this brush, that's why it looks a little bluer up here in the sky, but there we're going to do wet on wet today. So you don't have to use the Bob Ross Magic White, just use thin down titanium white with linseed oil. All right, there we go. Let's get started. I'm going to start with the sky. I'm going to use, I got some brilliant blue, I think it was. I'm just going to load up my bristle brush with some blue and come in here and start putting some paint down. I'm going to try and not hit everywhere. Get some different values going on in the sky. We'll get lighter as we come down to the horizon. Just throw it up there. You want the upper area a little darker, corners, just like that. All right, now with the same blue, maybe with a little gray in it, let's throw in some water down here. I don't want my water so blue. So I put a little touch of gray in it. I'm gonna run it this way and bring it towards the right here a little bit. So I can have land in here and maybe a little peninsula here where we can run some trees off of. So there's our water. We'll have our mountain right in here. This, you don't have to, with this technique, you won't need to dip into your linseed oil because we're doing wet on wet. So we're just using this. If you're used to the Bob Ross technique, just use your Bob Ross brushes for this. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to blend my sky. So I'm going to grab a clean brush. You can use any brush you got. You can use your Bob Ross #2 brush to blend it, or your Bob Ross 1-inch oval. But let's come in here and lightly blend it. Try not to blend all your different tones out. Just knock that color down and take all the brush strokes out. And let's leave some of these different values in there. Just lightly blend it. There's our sky. It already looks like some cloud action going on in there. See where I hit less? Let's go ahead and lighten up our water in the back so I don't forget. I always forget. So I'm just going to dip my brush in some titanium white, and I'm just going to lighten up the back water here. Blend it in there pretty good, just to make it look lighter back here. Let's do some clouds. I'm going to use just a 1/2-inch chip brush. You won't need much linseed oil now, just a little. just to get the paint kind of saturated on your brush. Let's design some clouds up here. I'm going to have a mountain right here, a low mountain. So I'm going to stamp in my clouds, okay? Just stamping it into the canvas, just like this. Actually coming down further than I usually do. And then we're going to come in here when I'm done putting them up, but we're going to blend them out to make them look softer, okay? I'm going to run one up this way, just like the same as that one, maybe to the side. Some more paint. Just stamp it in there. Trying to get it to mix with the blue underneath. Very good. Let's get some more titanium white. Let's do a big cloud right up here at the top. Right at the top, coming around. Maybe coming around the side like this, okay? Just stamp it in there. I'm doing round clouds today. These would be like similar to like an a cumulus cloud maybe. They're clouds that just grow all of a sudden in the sky. We got them up here in Seattle, so we get them quite a bit. We also get clouds that just streak across the sky. There we go. I kind of like that. Let's take the blender brush now. Wipe your blender brush off and come in here and let's blend the lower portion of these clouds. Just try and hit the lower portion of it. You can actually, let's pull this one to the left. It'll make it look like it's blowing in. Pull it to the left first, and then come in here and just blend it down a bit. Just a little. This one here, just lightly blend it. I'm just trying to get a soft blend on it so it turns into a softer look up there. This one here, these aren't as bright, but that's okay. Now with your brush, come in here and stamp the top part of your clouds very lightly, just to define the top edge, just like that. Let's see how it looks in the frame. Pretty cool. I like it. This one's pretty white. That's all right. I think I'm going to put my mountain right in between here, so it should look pretty cool. All right, I'm going to throw a mountain in now. I should show you, you could also run like a cloud if you wanted to like throw a streaker cloud in here on top of these to make them look, give your painting some depth. Just use a knife and throw some white up there, and then come with your blender brush and barely hit them, just like that. Streaker clouds, I call them. See how they're streaking? It looks like there's more depth now to the painting. These are on top of those clouds. All right, let's do our mountain. I'm going to use black on a knife and then design the top of my mountain. I don't want, I just want kind of a low mountain today, so with bigger peaks, not so pointy. So just like that. I take a brush, any brush, and let's pull that color down now and shape the mountain. Just pull it down and shape your mountain. We have white underneath it, so you can get it to blend down a little bit. Yeah, that's what I wanted. More of a round mountain top up there. All right, very good. Now get your blender brush. I just use a paper towel with my left hand, and I just wipe my brushes off like that. I don't clean my brushes during the painting. It's unnecessary. Slightly blend this in. Now we'll get it ready for some snow. It's looking good. All right, let's use our knife today, and we'll throw some snow up there. I'm going to use straight titanium white. Just get a little roll on your knife, and I'm going to maybe thinner snow today. Like, I'm going to keep my knife more angled so I don't fill up too much of the mountain with snow today. Just pulling it right to the right, down at an angle, just like that. I might put a little more right underneath this one, because I'm going to make this one become the front mountain. And I'll put a little more down here. That's it. Okay, now let's get our shade color. I'm going to mix a little bit of the blue from the sky and white, so we get a light bluish color. And everywhere we put our snow, I'm going to hit just to the left of it, this bluish color. Just left of your snow. Just pull it to the left. Very good. The knife takes a little practice. My arm's floating in the air here, so it takes practice to do that. If you need to steady your hand, that's okay, but I'm so used to it, I can just paint in the air now, you know. I'm going to show you another trick here. If you want to put a little more work into your mountain, I'll just do it on one of these peaks here. Take your knife, a clean knife. I'll do it on this one here. You see where the edge of the white and the blue meet? Take your knife and pull some of that white back in to the shade color, okay? Just to get it to mix a little bit. It'll add a little more to your painting. See that? Just a little. a clean knife, just pull some of the white into the blue. Okay, just like that. See how it makes it look like you did some work up there now? I don't usually discuss that on my other paintings, but that's how you get it to look even better than what what I usually do. So there you go. There's a new tip today. I got some new fan brushes. My other ones were just wore out. This number 2 it was almost wore down. Man, almost, I'd say a 1/4 inch. That's how much I wore it down using it. But I do have some new fan brushes. I think I'll probably use them today in this painting. So now at the very bottom of the mountain, we got to do something with this color. We got to blend in the bottom portion a little bit. Let's just pull a little bit down at the bottom of your mountain. Just pull it down a bit. Now wipe your brush off and come in here and blend just the lower portion of your mountain. It's going to make it look really soft and make it look like there's maybe some mist down here, okay? You can blend some of this here on the side too if you want. Just like that. See how cool that looks now? Down here. If you want your mountains to go further back, I want this one to look very distinct. I like the way it looks. If I blend the sides, that mountain's going to go further back. But this painting, I want it to look right in our face. So I'm not going to blend the sides or the